Yeah, it is once in a lifetime for me. I think as well to play with two of my close USA teammates, kind of oddly, are well both doing degrees at the university. Eric Fry, who I've played with since like 2010 on and off, and Drew Durtalo, who played since 2016 together. That's like, you couldn't have predicted that, honestly, and to have them on the field with me is really cool, and I think we're all buzzing about it. And then for the younger guys as well, I would imagine if you're 19, 20-year old stepping into Twickenham, having grown up in England, it's must be magical. So just got to keep everyone grounded and keep their eyes on the field and not in the stands. But yeah, the, the opportunity came about basically through some work I've done in the U.S. with the Players Association. I was introduced to Chris Nowinski, who's the CEO of CLF, sort of randomly, and he actually mentioned, "Oh, hey, we're opening a brain bank in Oxford. You seem to be in Oxford at the moment. Any interest in working with us?" And I had a look at the foundation, and obviously, you know, neurodegenerative disease in contact sports is something that is weighs heavily on my mind and should be in the back of every parent and every player of a contact sport, and some non-contact sports as well. So yeah, I think it lined up really well. I know they're opening up a brain bank in Oxford to continue their research, their sort of diagnostic research on CTE, in the UK, using brains from rugby players and soccer players and ex-military and people from the general population as well, I believe. So I think the synergy between us being rugby players, also scholars, people who are probably concerned about their brains functioning and their brain health later in life. It really it seemed like a no-brainer, and it also, I think, these are uncomfortable conversations to have with your teammates, especially younger ones who starting out potentially in a rugby career. But I think just the way that the guys responded to the opportunity to contribute to an organization with such important goals for our sport, um, they're yeah, I was very impressed in the way they're able to compartmentalize sort of the heavier aspects of what CLF does, and yeah, their commitment's been really great. Yeah, I think they're. I mean, I was hesitant originally, right? Because it's like, no, I want to keep my brain. But if you understand, you're statistically, you're obviously very likely to live a very long and healthy life, and will never have to donate your brain to this sort of research. And on top of that, you hope that in the next 10, 20 years, with donations of brains and the scientific community sort of digging into this a bit more, that something that we can diagnose and treat, much easier. But I think, when you look at the way organ donation works in the UK, where you're kind of in this opt-out system where, like, you're going to donate your organs anyway. The idea of donating brain tissue post-mortem is, I don't know. I hope I, live a long and happy life and I'd never have to donate my brain anytime soon, but you never know. But be happy to do it, regardless. And I think the younger guys understood that as well. You can't avoid it. I think I've been fairly lucky. I've suffered, three, maybe four minor concussions over the course of my career, all of which was able to recover from, very quickly, and a matter of minutes afterwards, feeling just fine. And I think I'm probably more the exception rather than the rule. I've been on the field with guys who've gotten concussed and stayed on the field, and gotten concussed again and ended up with second impact syndrome and brain bleeds, and having to get a quarter of their skull removed, and that being the end of their career. So I mean, it's pervasive, it's everywhere. It's the risk that comes part and parcel with the sport, and we need to design the sport to accommodate for the best outcomes for people's brain health, right? And that's a big part of what I think the CLF is aiming at. It's a big part of where I think World Rugby is aiming at as well, with their cutting edge at the moment, concussion protocols that'll hopefully continue to improve. But yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere, and it's touched probably every rugby player, through their friends and teammates over the years. It's scary.